And Monday nights, for some reason, my favourite night of the week because it's foodie night. And regular guest tonight is Ian Nelson from Sunnyfields Farm. Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Andy.
And you have surpassed yourself with our guest chef this evening, who is Susie Carter. Good evening, Susie.
Good evening.
Now, we were talking about credentials earlier on. You can't get much better than what you've done because you've won Britain's Best Dish, haven't you?
I have, yes.
How did that happen? What was the dish that you actually cooked for that?
The dish that I cooked was smoked trout and watercress tart with horseradish cream, and the thing that made it a little bit different to the other dishes was that it only included ingredients from Hampshire.
Ah, so that makes all the difference, doesn't it? From your point of view, yes, absolutely.
I'm slightly biased, but yeah, I don't believe you can get better than the ingredients. Okay, so we're going to put some linguini onto boil here. And you want about 75 grams per person, so I'm going to do enough for 2 people here, so we're going to go for about 150 as a bit of a sort of guest measure. And the thing that I always do to try and make it cook nice and evenly is once you've got your pasta, I'm going to try and describe it over the radio, you need to hold it in your hands and then twist so that it kind of makes like a corn dolly, and then you drop it in and it goes, and it sort of spreads out around the outside of the pan.
That's very impressive. That's a real chefy thing, that is, isn't it?
And that way it should just gently ease itself into the water, and you won't get kind of uncooked bits on one end and very soggy bits on the other end. The other thing I had to say with the pasta water is that you really want it quite salty, and so not just a little pinch, you want a good couple of sort of fingerfuls in there. You want about a teaspoon really. And that's going to make the water cook at a high temperature, and it's going to make your pasta not go all squashy and horrible.
I didn't realise that. If you put salt in the water, it goes hotter. Yeah. I didn't know that. See, I'm learning stuff every week as we go along. So the pasta's in now, and that's all bubbling away nicely. Now, what are we supposed to do when we're multitasking then? What's supposed to be happening now?
You don't have to work too fast, because this is quite a laid-back pasta dish, so you just want to get your second pan on. Just a gentle heat, and then into that it's going to go 175 mils of double cream.
Always good. If there's anything got cream in it, always good.
I know, a little bit unhealthy, but at the same time, you know.
A little bit of what you fancy does you good.
It does, yeah. It tastes very good, and then you don't have it every day. Just once in a while. And into there I'm going to put some garlic and horseradish mustard, and this is a fantastic product from the Isle of Wight, made by the Garlic Farm. And this is really a time-saving device because this sort of pasta sauce is very nice with a little bit of garlic, a little bit of mustard, a little bit of horseradish, but they put it all together, so you just have to spoon it in.
Time-saving, perfect.
Which is very good. So I'm going to put about 3 teaspoons in there. And I mean, garlic and horseradish, both things that work supremely well with smoked fish. And anything smoked really, sort of ham and that side of things, so that's going to be really tasty in there. So you just want to mix that together, and it will slowly sort of come up to heat, and it will just start to bubble. And whilst we're doing that, we can start to flake this smoked trout. And this is a hot smoked trout, so it's sort of cooked as it's smoked, which is a little bit different to when you get a cold smoke, which is what smoked salmon traditionally is, when you get the very sort of thin, slightly translucent fish. We're just going to flake that into kind of bite-sized pieces. It does make your hands smell of trout quite a long time afterwards, so feel free to do that with a knife and fork instead.
And is that all going to go in and just sit and bubble away?
It will, yeah. I mean, I'd sort of add it towards the end because it's already cooked and you don't want to make it all tough, so it literally just goes in and gets warmed through.
Well, let's take a break just for a second here while the sauce is cooking, while the pasta's cooking. We'll come back in a second. This tonight, as always, we've got Ian Nelson from Sunnyfields, Susie Carter, the winner of Britain's Best Dish. You're doing the flavours of that dish tonight in 11 minutes, aren't you, Susie?
I am, in 11 minutes.
Even a man can cook this. Can you just do a little quick recap of what's happened so far, Susie?
Okay, so I've got linguini in the saucepan here, and that's just cooking in some salted water. It's going to take about 11 minutes. In this pan here, we've got 175 millilitres of double cream and 3 teaspoons of garlic and horseradish mustard, which is from the Garlic Farm in the Isle of Wight. We've just flaked out some lovely hot smoked trout, and I'm about to cut up some watercress. And watercress is one of the most important ingredients of Hampshire. Really, it's one of the most famous ingredients that we have.
We were hearing as well that a lot of people are claiming Hampshire watercress is their own, but it's not the proper stuff, is it?
Exactly. Well, you see, they all want it to be Hampshire watercress, but it just doesn't cut the mustard.
This is what I love to hear. It's the sound of chopping, and I can smell gorgeous smells as well. Very difficult to describe. It's obviously like the creamy smell from the cream, but I can. What is that other smell I can smell? It must be the garlic and
yeah.
mustard. That's the smell. I can't remember a bit of garlic. It's lovely. So this is literally taken about 5, 6, 7 minutes to do so far. And we've got the pasta cooking away. Is the pasta nearly done?
Pasta will be nearly done now. I'll just give it a quick try.
So Susie, when you did the full dish in the competition, they kept passing lots of comments about your pastry. I think that they were a bit hung up about your pastry.
Yeah.
What was all that about?
They were very surprised that it was good pastry because it was using wholemeal flour, and generally chefs
That always comes out like Play-Doh, doesn't it?
Well, normally, yeah, but I just had a bit of an experiment with one of our local flours, and it was flour from Winchester City Mill, which is a National Trust property, and because it's like a sort of natural stone ground wholemeal flour, it just worked really well, and it was sort of like an oat cake really. It had that sort of texture, and as long as you really kind cook it off well, it makes a lovely pastry. So yeah, they were quite surprised.
Back to tonight, the pasta is done, is it?
Pasta's very, very nearly ready, so now it's time to pop the smoked trout into the cream mixture there and get it warming through.
And just in that was just the cream and the horseradish and garlic.
Mustard,
Yes.
yes.
9:30 already. Monday night, my favourite night of the week. It's the day where I actually look forward to going to work, because Monday night is foodie night. We've got Ian from Sunny Fields, who is here tonight. Susie Carter, winner of Britain's Best Dish, with a little twist on that dish tonight, isn't it? It's idiot-proof, isn't it?
It is,
Susie.
it is.
Just remind us of what you've done and what, because it's hot smoked trout, isn't it?
Yes, it's smoked trout and watercress linguini. So it's a little bit like the smoked trout and watercress tart. You've got the same flavours there, but it's just in a really easy and speedy supper time dish. So what I've got is the linguini is just reaching the end of its cooking time now in boiling salted water. In the pan we've got 175ml of double cream, 3 teaspoons of garlic and horseradish mustard, a couple of fillets of smoked trout, and they've just gone into there, been broken up, and I've just chopped up some lovely Hampshire watercress, and that's just about to go in with the sauce there. So in it goes, and give it a good stir around.
So that's going in, because I thought you'd probably sprinkle that on top, but you're mixing that all in.
Oh no, it's nice to have it going all the way through, because it's got a lovely peppery taste, so you want it just to sort of really infuse with the hot cream there. So just put the very last few bits in there. And then I'm going to use the tongs just to take the linguini from one pan to the other. And that's partly because you don't want it to be too dry when it goes in, because a little bit of water still clinging to the pasta will really help to sort of make the sauce lovely and liquid. So yeah, we're just going to stir that in there, and then we'll
get to the important bit.
Yes, the
whack it in a plate.
tasting.
That's staring at me.
It is. This is for you.
Staring at me.
I'm not sure I'm going to get it to you.
Just
Can you reach
lean over. If I go like this. So just to recap, this is hot smoked trout and watercress linguini, and it's in a cream and mustard and garlic and horseradish sauce.
It is, yeah. A lot of really strong flavours there, but hopefully they all work together.
It smells absolutely gorgeous, as it always does. So what
you'd have a try of that.
If I'd have planned this ahead while I was tasting it, I could have get you to mention where the markets are then, because I've been doing exactly what I do every week.
Would you like a spoon?
Eating with my mouth full.
I'll tell you something we could do. Susie's got her Hampshire Fair apron on, and Wave 105 have a Hampshire Fair page on their website. Maybe Susie can tell us about Hampshire Fair.
Susie, tell us about Hampshire Fair.
That's your spoon.
Go ahead, Susie.
Yeah, so Hampshire Fair, we're the county food group for Hampshire. We're a not-for-profit company. We've just been sort of turned into a community interest company, which people are starting to hear a little bit more about now. And we basically work with farmers and producers and the restaurants and hotels and farm shops and everybody really. And we're just trying to get more people using more local produce and just really celebrating the fantastic food and drink that's produced in Hampshire.
Very well done. You talked for exactly the right amount of time as well. I mean, that was absolutely delicious, because it's not really fishy.
No.
It's not sort of overpowering, but it's got that bit of mustard, a bit of horseradish and garlic as well. I love garlic. And of course it's got the peppery stuff from the watercress as well, which you wouldn't expect to be as peppery as it is, but it is really, really peppery. So excellent stuff. If you would like to have a go at making that yourself, it's on the website wave105.com/Andy, and we'll have the video on hopefully by first thing tomorrow as well. I was very surprised and very impressed, because it's not just one dish tonight. In a moment, what we're going to be doing?
We're going to be making a very seasonal pear and almond tart, and it's a sort of slightly quick and slightly cheaty almond tart. So
quick and cheaty, always
yeah.
good. Excellent. This is Wave 105.